In this video we'll be taking a look at the Brother branded accessories for drawing with your Scan and Cut. There are two different tool holders available. The first that I'm showing here is the standard pen tool holder. There are 6 coloured pens available. Sometimes they're supplied in a blister pack like this. If they're supplied with your machine, they may just be in a polythene bag. There are 2 additional pens that you may find in your collection, and these are for use with fabric. They are air erasable and water erasable. Air is purple and water is blue. In addition to the standard pen tool, Brother have released a universal pen tool in 2 sizes. These universal tools allow us to use all sorts of different pens that we may already have at home, whether they are felt tip pens, fine liners, glitter pens or glaze pens. Hopefully they will work with one of these. There is a thick or a thin option. Obviously having both will give you the biggest scope. There are also third-party accessories that I will be covering in a later video. Next we'll take a look at setting the tools up. Let's take a look at how to set up the standard pen tool. First you would set your machine up in very much the same way you usually do. So you would turn the machine on. Press the home key and the OK button on screen. Open the platform at the front. Drop the lever on the side of the machine to number 1, and finally pull the tray out at the back of the machine. Now for the pen. If you turn the pen over, you'll see a small button on the back. This button releases the cap of the pen holder. Open it, take the lid off the pen and drop the pen into the tool. Then put the cap in the top. This keeps it safe while your pen is in use. Finally, put the tool into the carriage and lock down with the grey lever. That's now ready to use. Let's take a look at setting up the universal pen tool. We'll begin by setting our machine up as we do each time. First, turn the power on. Then press the home button, followed by the OK button on screen. Next, open the tray at the front of the machine. Then drop the lever on the side of the machine to number 1 and pull the tray out at the back of the machine. When it comes to using a universal pen tool, we can use a whole variety of different pens. For the example here, I'm just going to use a fine liner with the thin universal pen tool. It has 2 parts. It has the pen tool itself and the alignment guide. So basically the pen tool will go into the alignment guide where the arrows meet on each of the parts. Then remove the cap from your pen, drop it into the barrel of the pen tool until it touches the base. Then pull up the grey ring at the top of the tool and turn it away from you. If you're right-handed, it may be another way if you're not. And then drop it in place so that the teeth on the side of the tool lock in place. Then remove the tool from the alignment guide, drop it into the carriage and lock it in place with the grey lever. That's now ready to use. In this video, I will show you where to find the settings in your machine for the drawing features. After you've turned your machine on, wait for the home screen to appear and then press the home button. Next, tap on OK and then on your little spanner icon bottom right. The first setting you'll come across is draw speed, followed by draw pressure. These will only be changed if you need to match the flow of the ink in a particular pen type. If you're using the standard tool, you won't need to change those. We also can change the pattern with which the machine will fill a shape just by tapping on the relevant pattern that we want to use. The line spacing option will allow us to change the distance between the lines in the pattern that we've chosen. It's also useful if we're using a fine-tipped pen to use the full fill pattern. Additional line allows us to put concentric outlines around a shape at a set distance in order to thicken that outline. These options are available to us at various other points, and I will point them out as we go in the next videos. In order to get the machine to draw an object or a pattern for us, we need to tell it to do so. So, the first thing that we would do is load up a shape, and this can be from any source. We make any changes that we would want to, like resizing it or setting a number of replications, and then press set to put that on our mat. We would then go into edit mode and object edit, and then we would go into the drawing features, and that's the icon with the pen on it. We turn the fill on, make our pattern selection, change any of the other parameters that we feel are necessary for this design, and click OK. You'll now see on screen that the shape has a blue fill on the screen. If I turn it off, that's taken away. It's just a visual guide to show that you have something set up to draw with. On one mat you can set some shapes to fill and some not to fill, but you can only use one pattern at a time. Once we have applied all of our settings, we tap OK, OK again, and then once more to get out to the Operations menu. And where it says please select, we tap, choose Draw, and then we are ready to send that through once our mat has been loaded. At this point we can change the speed or the pressure, but no other options are available to us at this point. Once you've sent your design through, obviously it will take its time to draw it, and these are some of the results that you may see. First is the single line, then the single line with the additional line option enabled, then a block fill, then a grid pattern, then the same grid pattern but rotated at 45 degrees.